in terms of, your game and the position that you play, what do you think sets you apart from other players in the league who play your same position?
I believe I'm one of the best, if not the best, rebounder in the world. It's something that I hang my hat on. It's I've led it in categories. I was an NCAA leading rebounder for the 2 years in a row, my junior and senior season. I led it in China. I led it in Australia the last season. I led it in Russia twice. Like, it's just something that I know how to do and I do well. I believe it's a skill and an art. I think I use my body well. I'm not the tallest or the most athletic guy out there, but I study the game and I learn different ways and techniques to be successful and how to use my body to my advantage. And so I think that I really hang my hat on that. And that's just the biggest part that I definitely have in my game. And then another part of that is just being vocal, being a leader. I can articulate my thoughts. I can help to understand and work with teammates and coaches and those kind of things. And so I established myself to try to be a leader on every team that I'm on and in every environment that I'm in, because I feel that I am able to relate to a multitude of different people and backgrounds and that kind of thing. And so it definitely helps me out and it's helped me play this long. But rebounding and my voice, I would say, are the two biggest things.
Absolutely. You're just answering some of my questions as you're giving your it's like your leadership style, culture shock. Like, I was going to ask you questions about those
No.
things, but you're just going straight into it, which I love when that happens.
Okay.
Um, in
Close.
terms of off season, how do you stay in shape? How do you stay ready for that next season? What are some things that you do?
It's really just work. You know, it's a time where you earn your paycheck. Everybody kind of thinks that it's during the season when you earn it, but it's the off season that really sets apart the best from the not as great. You know, and so I'm big on my off season preparation. I'll wake up in the morning and start my day with either a walk or a spin session, biking, doing something like that, get some cardio in, and then I'll head in and do body work. And so that's physical therapy, that's hands-on massage stuff, that's mobility and stretching. And then the weightlifting portion starts weightlifting with conditioning. And then I get on the court and do basketball stuff. And then sometimes I'll come back in and shoot later on at night as well. But it's a full day's work, and that's a 5 to 6 day process throughout the off season to just try to be in the best shape as I possibly can to start the year. One, to be successful on the court, but also two, to prevent injuries. And again, it's leading by example. So if I show up to camp day one and I call myself the leader of the team and I'm in the best shape, that's what people are going to expect of me. And that's what my teammates will raise their level to if once they get there. And so that's my main focus this offseason, is just trying to be in the best shape that I possibly can be as healthy as I possibly can be, and just get back out to Australia and really enjoy playing at a high level.
Yeah, and leading by example. That's what it sounds like.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds like you're really good at that. Um, and in terms of your teammates, and being that leader, what type of relationships do you have outside of camp, outside of the court, with your teammates? Does it carry over into your personal life?
Absolutely, it does. You know, some of my teammates are some of my best friends. You know, some guys that I've played with in the 8 years that I've been a professional basketball player are some of my really good friends in life, and I hold them near and dear to my heart. I'm a social person as it is. I believe that connections with people are the best thing that you can do as a living human, is to be able to connect with people, because we're all on this thing together, you know. And so I reach out to teammates. I do dinners. I'll invite people over to the house and we'll hang out, and do all those kind of things. And I incorporate my family as well. My family's a big part of it. My girlfriend is super social and she's cool with all the people that we're bringing around, and my family at the same time. My mom always wants to cook for everybody. If I got some people coming into town or they're in town visiting, something along those lines, just that sense of community and togetherness is something that I was raised up on, and it's something that I try to give out in my daily life. So
Awesome. Awesome. How do you given all of that, and your support from your family, everyone who surrounds you, your team, how do you stay mentally focused? Are there any things that you do that help you maintain that mental health as well?
Yeah, it's massive when you're traveling around the world and you're away from home for 10 off months at a time. The mental aspect of it can be pretty strenuous, and so I call people. I'll call my mom, I'll call my peoples, and I'll have conversations just to kind of talk and vent. Holding stuff in definitely doesn't help.
No.
And then I'm really grounded through prayer and my faith. And I'll read a devotional every day, or I'll listen to a podcast to just try to kind of center myself and understand that this out here is bigger than me. I got to control what I can control and leave the rest in God's hands. And so, um, by doing that, as my career has gone on, I've leaned on my faith a lot more, and it's served me really well to be able to kind of put off all of that tough stuff that we deal with as athletes on a daily basis onto a higher power and someone that I believe can help me out through all my trials and tribulations. And so I'm extremely blessed to be in a position that I am in, and I'm so grateful to be able to do what I do. And I just want people to understand and feel that when they're around me, how fortunate and blessed that I am being here and how much gratitude I have for it.
That's awesome. I love when any of us talk about adding our faith and just handing it over to that higher power,
Mhm.
especially things that we can't control. There's no
Yeah,
use, fretting over them. You may as well hand them over. As we like to say, let go and let God, right? Um,
absolutely.
so the other thing that I wanted to ask you about, in terms of your career, you've already achieved so much. But what would you say are some of your next level goals? Whether it's, on the court, whether it's basketball or outside of basketball, what are your next level goals and how do you plan to achieve those goals?
Yeah, first and foremost goal on the court is to win a professional championship. And so whether that's an NBL, whether I go back to the NBA and play, or whether I play somewhere else around the world and play, I want to win a championship there. I haven't done that in 8 seasons, and it's something that I'm really itching for that has come to be a real priority in my life and in my mind at this stage in my career. And so what I'm doing to prepare for that now is just working really hard this summer, trying to maintain relationships with the coaching staff over in Australia and the players in Australia so that we can all know that we have the same goal and we're all working towards the same thing. And hopefully we can achieve that this season or at some point in my career. That's the main on-court goal. And then off the court, I want to continue to diversify myself and improve myself in all aspects, whether that's the business side of it. Have a couple of real estate properties now, and I'm really interested in continuing to develop my real estate portfolio and doing those kind of things. I will be a part of the NBA Players Association's broadcast for you this summer coming up. And so I think the opportunity to talk about the game of basketball on a consistent basis and really give insight and analysis to what I see on the court is going to be something that I really enjoy doing. And it's something that I want to continue to further practice and gain expertise and experience in doing. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And then just overall in life, it's just finding stuff that makes you happy and doing things that make you happy and serve others. And so I think a part of that is giving back. I think a part of that is giving time. And so just trying to find ways to be able to continue to do that is something that I'm really focused on in my life. So,
Awesome. Awesome. Wonderful. Well, I have one more question for you before I let you get off here and start your long weekend.
all
Uh,
right.
if there was a piece of advice that you could have given yourself growing up, knowing everything that you know now, what would be a major piece of advice that you would give to a younger you and or a younger generation coming up behind you who looks up to you? Um, what would be one piece, if it could only be one piece of advice that you could give to either a younger generation or yourself, what would it be?
It's going to sound kind of cliche, but it will be so what, work harder. There was times in my life as a younger kid where it got kind of tough. And although I didn't quit, I didn't go as hard as I possibly could have gone. I didn't train that extra time. I didn't shoot those extra shots that I could have or should have. And now I'm still in a good position in my career. And I'm so, like I said, grateful and fortunate to be there. But that mentality of work harder, do more, work harder, do more is something that I just love to be able to tell the younger generation. It's like it's going to get tough, it's going to be difficult. People are going to say things about you. You're going to go through this. You're going to go through that. But the whole world is going through something at some point or the other. You know, you're not alone in your struggle. You're not alone in being in a difficult situation. But if you work harder than that person you're competing against, if you work harder than what you think you have, you know, and you go past that, it's going to come back to you tenfold, and you're going to have a better experience in whatever you're doing, because you're going to feel and understand that you put in every single ounce of work that you possibly could. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is just working hard and getting in whatever you need to do to be successful, and going above and beyond that.
Yeah, that's a public service announcement right there.
That's it.
That's
PSA.
not,
Let them know.
that's not even, yeah, just for, you know, the younger generation. It's some older
No, that's for
generations,
everybody.
that's for everybody. So thank you for
Absolutely.
that word. But and also thank you so much for taking this time out of your, I know, busy day. I greatly appreciate it. I have thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. And like I said, this is for our gents issue. So once the issue hits the stand, we go direct mail to about 80,000 right now and growing. But once we send this issue out, we'll make sure you get an issue. In the meantime, I'll be communicating with Josh as well to make sure we get some really good pictures of you to include
Perfect.
this, yeah, in this article. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your time today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really have appreciated it as well. And I'm looking forward to reading the article and continuing the communication. So thank you very much. Best
Thank
of
you.
luck to you.